Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG with a 15cm howitzer. It's located on the westbourne of Sand River Encounter, and the commander of this Arty is, of course, Angelina75 of OLIMP. Let's see how she gets on. Game on. Now, this is Angelina's first game from this week's contest. Fairly early on in the week, or after the second one after Talon had a go. You can see the Panther hull, and she's ready to rock and roll. Okay. Enemy not in sight yet, but they will be shortly. You can see a number of our heavies are actually making their way down the riverbed towards the cap area. And we've suddenly spotted an ARLV-39. Now he's taking aim to shoot. Rounds out. Direct hit for a first shot. 221 hit points of damage. Oh, and we got stun assist immediately because he got wiped out. Yes, whenever you come up to that position, you're actually asking for trouble, because obviously you're side on to the Arty. Now the standard reload, 25.89 seconds. And Angelina has a reload of 20.97, so 5 seconds off. She's changed position just slightly, and that prevents her from being a victim of counter battery. In fact, she's decided to stay on the south bank of the river. Now, it's not a very fast Arty, and the reason is that this Arty doesn't have the turbocharger. Yes, Wargaming actually forgot to put the turbocharger on the vehicle. In fact, they did know. They didn't. It's not a case of forgetting. They knew that they'd left the turbocharger off the Panther hull. Now, although no GW Panthers are actually made, we know from the stats that Wargaming deliberately did not include the standard turbocharger that went on the engine of a Panther. Okay, dialing in. Rounds out. Direct hit right on the side of the Porlac. Okay, more targets in sight. This time the Cromwell. She's got more chance of actually getting the Cromwell. Rounds out. Oh, he moves forward, but he does pick up some stun. Yes, we know that that turbocharger does exist on standard Panther, mainly because it shows in the statistics for the standard Panther that they've got more horsepower. And of course, then when you check that, you find that the engine did actually contain a turbocharger, which is not present here. Which is one of the reasons why this little Arty is so slow compared to the actual Panther tank. Ideally, they should have fitted the turbocharger, or even given the option to have one fitted. T25-2 with very low hit points. And now he's out the game. That's a perfect shot. A blind shot to kill the T25. He knew where it was. In fact, she knew where it was, rather. And she put the shell in where she thought he was, and he was there. We're one tank up on the enemy at the moment. Neither of the enemy Arty have so far managed to get a kill. Oh, that T-34-85 is now one shot. Oh, we just missed him. I think the shell actually hit the rock face instead. You notice how our team is now almost encircling the enemy. Unfortunately, we've just been spotted by a Cromwell on the enemy team, and Angelina is maneuvering to try and avoid getting hit. She's doing her best. But that was a shell fired from the Cromwell, and our Super Hellcat's now going up to try and deal with that Cromwell. In fact, I think he just got a hit on that Cromwell. a massive hit because we saw him drop in health. And in fact, actually, Angelina's going to have another go at him. I think we could see it was a mark on the barrel showing that I think that one of the tanks actually hit that Cromwell directly on the muzzle brake. It's a red mark on the muzzle brake. We're now seeing another enemy tank, a Porlac, coming out of the dip of the riverbed. Fires blind shot in. I think we just saw a chopper in near the riverbed. In fact, we're almost about to cap out. The enemy had left it a little too late, but they have got a reset. But Angelina is now lining up a shot on that M2Y. She fires the round in. Now, what happened to that shell? It didn't go where we expected it to. In fact, it looks like our Viz-44 got hit instead. And that may have been Angelina because the shell actually hit the rear of the turret. So I suspect she accidentally hit one of her own there. Yes. I'm pretty certain that he just moved into the line of fire at the last moment. That's why there was a red line momentarily as she was aiming. She accidentally put the round into the rear, but it wasn't her fault because even though he just went into the line of fire suddenly, she couldn't prevent that. She couldn't see it. She was looking at very close range from a long way away, and that's why she couldn't get it. Okay, so she splashes the chopper. There's only 3 enemies left now. The chopper, a Porlac, and the M44. Everyone else on the enemy team has been wiped out, and we're capping with 3. They've just lost another one, the Porlac. Oh, that's an Arty shell fired in this general direction, but the M44 wasn't aiming at Angelina. The chopper's gone, and that just leaves the M44, who's way back near the enemy spawn point. And we're heading into the cap to put 3 in the cap. That's it. Arty should, if they can, in a encounter battle like this, get into the cap area. A, because it's a tank that the enemy isn't expecting to go into the cap. Oh, there's the Arty firing at us again, or firing at the cap area. Angelina's decided that there's enough time collected already to actually get get the cap, and they've killed the last enemy, the M44. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the 3rd class tank of angelina75 in the GW Panther. She managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 5 exactly. And a win rate from that game was 988, which isn't very high, which means obviously she didn't get a huge amount of shots out, but she did what she could to help the team win, and they did win. She said, "Come on, shoot the stun tanks." I think sometimes Angelina finds a lot of difficulty trying to get her teammates to actually shoot at the ones that she's shooting at. Now, there is a trick to this. One of the ways to do it is to actually aim at tanks and stun tanks that are actually in sight of your teammates that they are engaging, and so they have a good reason already to actually shoot at those stunned vehicles because they're engaged in it as well. And also it is to use the T marker to actually T key the tanks that you're actually looking at, so that your teammates know that you're also trying to fire at that enemy and that they've got help on coming in, a shell coming in from above on their enemy. And then obviously they have good reason to shoot at that tank because they can get the assistance from your shots. So let's have a look at team score and see how well Angelina did. Well, the highest damage in the game turned out to be the Super Hellcat on our team, 2,479 hit points, but didn't get a high caliber because that wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. I mean, that's all they actually got a hit on their own team. The second highest damage in this one was the M2Y, who went into the cap area. He got 2,264 hit points. And 3rd place goes to the Viz-44-1 on our team, got Spartan and 1,917 hit points of damage. Angelina only got 790, which puts her mid-table. But when it comes to kills, we can see top scorer was that Super Hellcat, got 5 kills one short of getting that top gun. 4 kills went to the Viz 44-1 and 3 kills went to the AMX M445. So they were the ones working the hardest during that game. Angelina just got the 1 kill out of the game. When it came to base XP, we can see that the top scorer was that Super Hellcat again. 1,029 to him, 860 to the M445, and 842 went to the Viz 44-1. Angelina getting 547. It's a little way down the table, but at least it was a victory. So let's have a look at the detail. She fired only 10 rounds, got 5 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 6 splashed. 790 hit points of damage. 5 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, and she got 482 hit points of stun assist off 5 stuns. So not a lot of stun assist, but she did get a fair amount of stun assist fairly quickly when she got that Viz 39, is it the Viz 50? No, the ARL 39, right at the start of the game. She, on a free-to-play account, she actually made 4,440 credits for the game, and 1,094 experience points as well. But it wasn't a great score for Angelina, so she'll just have to try again, because if we check the results from Talon's last game, this was Talon's one, that he set the limit and it said a second class and a bruiser and 2,546 on the win 8. So that means that Talon is still in the lead. And as he said, it's not a third class. So unfortunately, Angelina does not beat his score with this one, but she did send in another replay, so we'll get to find out exactly how well she did. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.